program for your mind.
Okay, and let's go back to the phones. And we have Timbertraveler. Hello, sir.
Hey, Rick, how are you? Picking me up okay today?
Yeah, you're coming in loud and clear.
Right on. Good to see you haven't been vaporized yet.
And you too.
I was thinking, I used to own this 4x4 that had two gear shifts, and I should have called it Trudeau because it was kind of like a double standard and always giving me the gears, you know. But yeah, interesting topics, and I'm really grateful for you covering the hearings and everything too. It's been a long week for all of us, I think.
Yeah.
Soaking it all in. So I've been freedom fighting. We're in our 40th Saturday yesterday since the convoy started in mid-January when I left Vancouver Island here. And I traveled on Saturdays a couple hours to get down to our parliament, and had opportunity of going down with one of the live streamers from Ottawa yesterday, Coda B123. It's on the island, and it was a great experience. But so it was my 35 trips. I've missed 5 trips in the last 40 weeks. And the numbers are going down a little bit, but that's not really why I called. And I noticed a month ago that we usually go from noon till 5 at Victoria Parliament buildings. And at 5 o'clock 1 month ago, Iranians came out and they started their protest. There was the first one down there. And, you know, we've got this law passed and everything. It's a bylaw in Victoria that there's no honking and that, you know, and we do maintain somewhat. I mean, we still let loose when we can. But I noticed when they came out, all the honking started, right? And I almost had those beautiful phantom horns for another day in my head. I love them, right? Mm-hmm. We went from 14,000 people on our legislation lawn in February to about 30 this week. But over by our beautiful Empress Hotel, we had a lot of Iranians yesterday, and not so much honking, but just a lot of people. So one of our freedom fighters went over there, a peaceful warrior, and he started talking to them, and he realized, you know, they're fighting for the same things we are, you know, peace, solidarity. They're able to practice whatever we want to believe in.
Yep.
And he actually invited them over. So we're hoping that next weekend, you know, maybe we can all mingle and join together, right? Because we're all in this together, no matter what we're fighting, what freedoms we want, right?
Yeah.
So it's very interesting, you know, but a lot of people becoming complacent, right? And this is a time we need people, you know, to show our numbers again. You know, the convoy may not be going all the time. There may not be truckers heading for Ottawa, but, you know, we can go down to our local parliament buildings, our local city halls, our local whatever it might be, and let the public know that our numbers haven't dropped. You know what I mean? I'm hearing from general public, you know, it's like, oh, why don't you guys go home? There's only 30 of you. We beat all the rest. And it's like, no, we're just another place spreading the peace and love and freedom, right?
Yeah.
But they have a point too, right? They don't see our numbers. So I'm just so grateful to everybody out there, you know, keep the flag on the vehicle, right? Fly it upside down if they have to. Mine always is. And, you know, keep the love, keep the peace, and keep the perseverance, because we will get this. And, you know, you had a caller the other day said there's not a lot of freedom information on Vancouver Island. We have so much, it's ridiculous. If you want to come down to Parliament from, you know, noon to 5 on a Saturday, you know, there's a lot of us would be happy to, you know, share links, whatever, you know, phone numbers, and just have a good time.
Awesome.
So, while fighting for freedom. So, yeah, very dedicated, because, you know, we're not going to get another chance. If we lose this, we're going to be screwed, right? And we need to buckle down. We need to get this done. I was telling people last fall when we had the election that, you know, get out and vote if you're a voter. Get out and vote now, because we may never see another election, right? And the way laws and mandates and different things change overnight, yeah, it's frustrating, you know. I'm going to touch on a guy that's in one of the hospitals in Victoria right now, and he wants family to kind of go and visit him, but they have it locked down. It's like a prison, right? He went arm jousting with his physician, and he had to get dialysis, right? So he was kind of forced into it. Well, 3 weeks ago, he went in for open heart surgery and to move some clotting issues, and he was in a coma up until a few days ago, and he pulled out of it. But his family's going and they're looking at him. His life's changed. He'll never be the same, right? And they're probably going to discardate him. But at the same time, we have some freedom fighters that are related to them that are having a hard time going to visit them and give them their regards. And, you know, because the hospitals are classified as private, right? They can have their own security and they can buckle down any way they want. So my friend did go in on Saturday and see them, and he had like 4 or 5 different doors to go through. Everyone was locked down. Everyone had a phone on it, right? You could not enter unless you had a muffler on your mouth, kind of thing. And it was just like, it looked like the mandates were just in full swing there, right? And there's no way that you can just go in and visit one of your loved ones on the west coast of Canada right now, because it's the kind of thing they're doing. Unless you go into these institutions, you don't know it, eh? So it's ridiculous. We need to fight for these people, right? So we need to fight for the children, right? You know, we're gonna do our best to keep our children safe, like we always do tomorrow. We need to do that on every day, right? And we need to make every day special for the kids, because we just don't know how much time we have left or what's going to happen, right? You know, so it looks like we're going to a third world. Well, you know, if so, you know, give us our children everything we can now, all the time.
Yeah.
You need to go get some sleep. I love the shirt.
Yeah, it's the weather's changing a bit, so now I'm getting into my winter gear.
Right. We're getting into our rain gear here, so on the wet coast. Something interesting too. I watch a show on my TV, right, and it's hooked up to Wi-Fi, and I can watch a live feed for hours and hours. But if I watch a taped program, I'll get into it halfway, an hour and a half, and it'll say the file is too big, and it'll take me back to the YouTube homepage. So every time you go to a commercial, like, it takes me back to the homepage, and I got to reboot, go back, find your page again, and okay, there's Maverick, and turn you back on. And usually I miss the first couple minutes of what you're saying again, eh? Oh. And so I tried to record it a couple of times, and the 2 times I've tried to record it, it didn't cancel out. I'm thinking, what the heck? So I'm going to try and do that. I'll record a couple and I'll send it to you on Facebook Messenger.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it really is. And it's almost like every time, like, you know, 5 times in one show, easy, you know, and it's kind of frustrating, but your show is worth it.
You know what it might be? These shows are very, very long, and after they run, they have to process. It's like a rendering process. It may not be fully rendered at the proper resolution at the time that you try to watch it. It might not have had enough time.
See, and I was thinking like live feeds, like I watch, you know, protests in Germany and Netherlands and stuff. Some of those are like 3-4 hours long, and it never times out. Yeah. So maybe because yours is a recorded information center or advert, whatever you want to call it, maybe that's why, right? Because it goes into recording, then it shows some kind of a timestamp. And I don't know. It's just kind of a dance, but I thought I'd bring that to your attention. Check your messenger. Got a few links in there for you. One's kind of an interesting guy that lives in Ukraine and posts quite a bit. Looks pretty normal over there. Okay. He was up on a Ferris wheel last week in Kiev, so moving up. Right. So, yeah, thanks again. Going to let you go. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to those in the chat. And going to try and bring you some more subs. We got you over to 20,000. Let's get you up over 25 now.
Hey, thank you, sir. Really appreciate that.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Well, I appreciate you, and you know, all the people bringing us the truth, and the live streamers, the people that are still dedicated, getting out there, going to these convoys, to the rallies, and everything, and bringing us the truth. Yeah. You know, where would we be without them, right? I mean, They let the world know what's going on. You know, yeah. So yeah, big shout out to them. You know, people in the shed all over the place. You know, we've got a lot of great people, both in our country and other countries, fighting for truth, freedom, and the prosperity to be able to do what we need to do.
Yes, so, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. So big day to you. I might talk to you in November. Never know.
Okay. Thank you.
You take care.
Keep fighting for freedom, and I'll check those messages. Thank you.
For sure. And just so you know, you just knighted someone, which is really cool, right? These knights are like dressed in tinfoil, not the armor of the old days, right? Like we're the knights of aluminum foil.
That's right. And that comment alone right there, that gets you a knighthood, Sir Timbertraveler.
Right.
So here you go, Sir Timber. You are also hereby formally, from this point on, Maverick family royalty.
Woohoo! That's not what I was going for, but greatly appreciated.
We, the Maverick family,
and you know what, you are,
the
and speaking on knights and that, I'm going to end with this, right? The king and the pawn at the end of the game go in the same box.
Truth become a shining example to the people of our world and the Maverick universe.
You take care.
Thank you very much. You have a great night.
Maverick News.
The
world is
watching.
Now.
Bye.
Sir Timber. And we move on now to, I'm not sure who we have.